anytime as a woman you're trying to do something, role play doing it as a man and see how much of a bitch you look like, and then you still look like that as a woman, okay?
Yeah.
Welcome to Guys We
Hey guys, how you doing? You good? You okay? Welcome to another episode of Guys We Fcked.
It's the anti-slut shaming podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show.
Do you want to email us? Well, you're in luck. We have an email address. It's sorryboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. Today's subject line: how to break the breadcrumbing cycle when there's a proximity issue. Hey, Corinne and Krystyna and new guy Eric. He's not here yet. It's
Mike's still here.
Okay. I know.
We're
He's
fucking
gonna leave,
edging
though.
you guys.
He is going to leave at one point.
Yeah.
I've been participating in some dumb bitchery. I figured I'd turn to my guiding lights to help get me out of it. Some backstory on me. I'm 27, female, Brooklyn, actor working in a restaurant, and never been in a relationship.
A real catch.
Yeah. But also, good for you, probably got a lot done. I used to be incredibly self-conscious, but after getting treatment for an eating disorder and doing a lot of self-work, I have been feeling free and confident for a couple years now. Been dating a lot super casually, just enjoying being single and not tied down to anyone. I used to feel super sad that I was alone, and now I revel in it. However, recently, I started to feel that perhaps I'm ready to share my life with someone else. All downhill from there. It's almost a selfish want because I want to keep growing and improving, and I don't want to miss out on the experience of being in a romantic partnership at least once in my life. Perhaps I'm meant to be single, but hey, don't knock it until you try it, right?
So dramatic for 27. Perhaps I'm meant to be alone forever.
Cut to a few months ago. I work at a restaurant in Brooklyn, and there's a bar across the street we sometimes go to after work. The bartender there and I have been flirting for almost a year now. Ooh, I love a long-term flirt.
But also, bartenders flirt with everybody. You can't trust them.
Yeah, they get good tips. In November, we finally hooked up, and it was really good. Things were moving along kind of naturally. I would see him for drinks outside of work. He would come in for coffee at my spot, and I would go see him at his job for drinks, stepping out on his breaks, sharing cigarettes and smooching a bit outside. Ooh, how French and romantic. Beginning of January, he left for a trip for about 10 days.
To visit another girl he met
100%.
while bartending.
Yeah. And when he came back, I just didn't hear from him. Like borderline crickets.
I mean, bartender to me, out of all the worse than musician as far as like untrustworthiness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the worst.
He comes in for coffee like usual about once a week. But other than that, no text, no contact, no attempt to hang out. I know this means he doesn't want to see me. I mean, it means that he's seen somebody else. I hate this phrase.
Or multiple other people.
Probably. I hate this phrase, but it applies here. If he wanted to, he would. Yes, you're correct. So I'm trying to be smart about it and move on. The problem lies with the proximity of our workplaces. When he comes in, he acts like nothing is weird, and we chat as if it's all normal. I try to be cold and not really care, but we fall into old patterns of chat. He then texted me a couple days ago when he hadn't seen me for a bit and asked me out for drinks. I gave him sort of a, I might have plans, but maybe answer. The day came, I said, let's go here. And he bailed that night.
You fell for his trick. He just wanted to see that he still could get you if you wanted to. And you pretended that he couldn't for a second, but you didn't do a very good job of it. And then you caved. And then he goes, oh, that's all I wanted to know. I didn't really want to hang out with you. I just wanted to know that I could if I wanted to.
Oh, it hurts. I am very aware that I have to get over this situation, but the problem is that I don't often have feelings for people often. So the fact that I'm even thinking about him is frustrating, but rare. Yeah. I feel like he literally works a block away from you. Like, you don't have feelings for people often. You conveniently had feelings for somebody who worked a block away from you. Brooklyn is big, girl. Brooklyn's a very large borough, and there's a lot of hot guys in it.
Yeah, and she has feelings for him because he's fucking with her. That's why like people like this know how to manipulate your mind to keep you thinking about them. He's playing games with you. It's not that you don't actually feel for him. It's that he's created a manipulation and a challenge for you. So you're thinking about it the way you would think about Sudoku, not in a romantic way.
How many women do you think he saw on that 10-day trip?
Oh,
probably a couple.
8.
Not to mention the fact that I can literally see his face while we are both at our respective places of work. I've gone on other dates since meeting him. Good. I've tried dating apps. I go out with friends often and have definitely been having fun, but he keeps giving me little nuggets of attention and I start to put my clown nose right back on.
Block him.
Yeah, exactly. And then when he comes in, I mean, just don't look at him. I don't know. Any advice on how to move on and or how to tell him my boundaries? Well, he doesn't give a shit about your boundaries, girl. That I'm not really interested in these stupid games. Yeah, but that's gonna if you actually tell him that, he's gonna go, I got her.
Yeah, he doesn't care. You don't need these proclamations of boundaries. You don't need to announce a boundary. You set it and forget it.
Because you know what?
Right. And you set it and that's all you have to do.
I announce boundaries a lot.
Like the rotisserie chicken maker.
I allow people to cross them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like every time I go to quit smoking and I announce it, the quitting stops eventually. It's like you kind of got to do things without telling anybody because
here's a little secret. Nothing lets someone who is testing boundaries know that your boundaries are weak as shit more than announcing your boundaries.
I know.
Only a
Wish
weak
someone told me that a while ago.
Only the weak announce their boundaries because they're like convincing themselves that they're actually setting them.
Yeah.
And then someone who knows how to break down boundaries said, this fucking weak ass bitch, and they go, and then the boundary is done.
Yeah, think of a guy coming into your work going, I just want you to know that my boundary is that I'm not going to be playing these games when you text me. You're going to go,
How embarrassing.
You're going to go, got him. Yeah. And you're going to skip home and you're going to masturbate to how you got him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea. Anytime as a woman you're trying to do something, role play doing it as a man and see how much of a pussy ass bitch you look like. And then you still look like that as a woman. Okay. Yeah. You still do. It's just socially acceptable, right?
It's just, the thing that's so bothersome for you, writer. You said something. Attach your pics. Oh yeah, you work at this restaurant. Oh yeah, I remember. I'm sorry if I was awkward when you came in, Krystyna. I've been a fan for a while.
You work at a nice restaurant, yeah.
Yeah, amazing restaurant. You were lovely and sweet. I lost it. What was I gonna say? I forget.
I don't know.
It'll come back to me.
All you gotta do is remember, like, I'm sorry, you were just a notch on his bedpost, and it sucks to be a notch on our bedpost, and we all like to think we're like above that, and like
I know
we're not. We've all been a notch on someone's bedpost, and it's fine.
This is what I was getting at. There is something that a guy or a woman or a non-binary person can hook you. The breadcrumbing thing, it's like even a dude you don't even fucking like that much can sometimes manage to hook you with that move, and you're like, I don't even like. Have you ever been like ghosted by a guy that you're like, I didn't even fucking like you, but you realize, you look back and you're like, oh, you were playing mind games and I wanted to win.
Oh yeah, that's like the guy who literally interrupted my life. I go, I was 0% interested in you.
Yeah.
You went out of your way to work on the relationship, and then I've solved that puzzle, but like,
Oh, fuck you. Yeah. So it's like, you can I don't think you were actually into this guy as much as he was just playing you, and you don't like. No one wants to be played, and
he's being sexy and elusive, but but also it's like you're kind of like, I think you're mourning what could have been in your mind, but like when you actually look at what really went down between you, there's not a lot of substance there. You went out for drinks a couple times, you didn't have a relationship. Nothing. He was just like.
You were there.
Yeah. Nothing really happened. I think you filled in a lot extra in your mind. And listen, we all do that. But this relationship really didn't have much substance, okay? So you're thinking like what could have been, or like what happened after the ellipses in your mind. But like none of that went down. You don't mean anything to this guy.
I know.
That's it.
What could have been and hope, they're so addicting.
Just stop answering him. Stop answering him.
Yeah, and so every time
that's the only solution.
Every time you feel the pull, you have to do the work to mentally wrangle yourself back in by reminding yourself that this guy's a dime a dozen. He does this to everybody. He's not really doing anything wrong. It's just like, you don't want this guy.
Yeah.
You don't want this guy.
And I also you don't need to be a bitch to him when he comes in. Literally just.
Because that's going to be weak. That's going to come off as weak.
And don't be cold. Just be, exactly. Be regular and stop responding.
Yeah.
Serve him whatever his coffee or whatever, and then that's it. That's the only relationship that you have.
There are so many hot guys in Brooklyn. It's stupid. Okay, they're so hot. Go out. Go out with your girlfriends. Show your titties or whatever you feel comfortable doing, and you'll get another one. Okay.
Yeah.
I promise. Guys, March 7th. That is our next residency show at the MasterCard Midnight Theater for Guys We Fcked. That is also the very first live event that we will be joined by our new younger guy. Who's
Our
not
new
Mike.
younger
He's just someone
man.
different.
Look at this.
Eric Freddy.
Eric Freddy, everybody.
He's sprightly. He's, light on his feet. And I got a fun idea planned for us to open the show. So make sure you get your tickets. The link
He's
to those
light
tickets.
on his feet.
I just feel like young people are like lighter on their feet, Because they're
Okay.
like, we're never going to die.
Mike didn't like that.
Oh, wow. You didn't. That okay was vicious. I'm sorry.
It wasn't a fat joke, Mike.
Oh, no, it wasn't
I
at
hope
all.
not.
No, it wasn't a fat joke. It mean like older people are slower. That's all I mean.
That's better.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I meant.
I like that Mike was
Older
more
people are
comfortable with the
slower.
older people are slower.
No, that was pure sarcasm. I wasn't okay.
Oh, wow, I
with
really
that.
couldn't tell.
Guys, everyone relax. I'm the oldest person in the room, so everyone relax.
Yeah, but you look the youngest, so it doesn't count. I have a stand-up comedy album out. It's my debut stand-up comedy album, Good Girl Barbara. You could stream it on Spotify. You can listen to it on iTunes. It's pretty sick. And I have a Patreon page where once a week I do group Zoom therapy. And I gotta say, I had a session over the weekend. I usually do them on Tuesdays and then one weekend. And the theme was depression with a little dash of abortion.
Oh.
And I know. I know I attract people that have issues with their parents, that have severe mental problems.
Yeah.
Because I'm honest about mine. And
I love watching a Krystyna audience. A lot of just sad girls in cardigans. It is
hell yeah, girl.
sweet.
But I gotta say, because I'm in such a good place, I am able to talk to other people about their severe suicidal depression, and I'm able to make them laugh, and it's pretty joyful, I gotta say, because I've been there and I know what it's like, and I know it's not cute or fun, but it's I feel the group thing that I'm doing, it's just really good. It's really special and lovely. And you could sign up. If you sign up for just $5 a month, you can listen to these recordings of all these Zooms. And you have a long list of, bingeable Zoom episodes. So patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson. It's a really cool space.
I'm just envisioning someone writing their suicide note and like, Krystyna, you did all you
didn't
could.
say. Well, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. I'm not there. But
I like you should do that. You should be your merch. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. But with the Nike symbol.
That's so funny. No, because I'll get sued get sued by people's parents.
Do this Nike symbol the other way. Just
or it's down.
Your
like
mirror, upside down.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it.
Well, I do have merch that says "Congrats on not killing yourself" with a skeleton hand, thumbs up, and I do mean it. But yeah, there's something about like feeling like I feel like it's common for a lot of people with mental health issues to want to die. And there's a difference between wanting to die and actually like formulating a plan. There's all kinds of various stages of being suicidal, but living in a world of, I want to escape this feeling I have. Let me go online, or let me jerk off, or let me smoke weed, or there's so many options we have to escape our feelings. And I'm like, why don't we just lean in and then make fun of ourselves? And I gotta say, it's potent.
Mm-hmm.
It's very healing and it's very potent. And then March 22nd and 23rd, Springfield, Missouri, I'm headlining the Blue Room. Thank you. Oh, and The Voices in Our Heads, my podcast, solo podcast on Big Dick Mikey D Dong Dickie's network, Slickback Studios.
Hey.
When he exits Guys We Fcked, he is still a second mic on my solo show. So, and he makes a lot of noises, and it's really fun.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah, every Monday, baby.
Oh my gosh. And then for me, if you want to listen to my podcast that makes people so mad when I post clips about it online without a country, because they just don't know what is going on. It really actually tickles me. It's just people. I just let people have huge fights in the comments with themselves,
It's
and
good
then
for the algorithm.
And then I chuckle a little bit as I read them, because I'm like, you just really don't know what we're talking about. I mean, it's really a long form podcast, but since you have to make a clip for everything these days, it's just very funny. So anyway, Without a Country podcast. Very fun episode this weekend. I mean, when I say fun, I mean like in the context of the news. It's not really light or fun.
Yeah, the news sucks.
But we talked about, a cult in Kenya that you probably don't know about, where, a lot of the kids end up dead. It's just like,
oh no.
My point was because like there's a lot of horrific things happening in the world, but we really only concentrate on things that affect us in America. Mm-hmm. So I just think that's interesting. And then we also talked about Michael Rubin, the CEO of Fanatics, destroying the baseball card industry. That was very interesting to me. And then, of course, we're getting heavy into what looks like it's going to be Biden versus Trump 2024. And I got to give...
See the Kennedy ad in the Super Bowl? The Independent ad?
The Kennedy ad?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vote independent.
And I also got to give props to who's ever handling Joe Biden's social media, because they posted the most hilarious picture with
the
like
red eyes?
the Joe Biden's eyes glowing, and it was just like what was the actual caption?
It was like, I knew the Chiefs.
Just the way we planned it.
Just the way we planned it, Chiefs. And I love that, because I think really one thing the Democratic Party is missing is a sense of humor. They're just not as funny as Republicans, because, and this leans into what I always say on the podcast about comedians. The funniest comedians we know are the worst people, like soul-wise. So that's why Republicans are so funny, because they don't have
no
a soul.
compass. Yeah.
And I don't want to say that as a wide sweeping statement. My show Without a Country is actually about the fact that I think the two political parties are actually equally soulless.
Yeah, no one has a soul.
It's just that liberals are performatively have a soul. But yeah, so I thought that was really funny, and I'm just like, you know what? I've just accepted the fact that it's Trump versus Biden, and now it's like, let's fucking go.
There's nothing.
Let's just fucking go.
There's nothing left to do
Old
but
guy
accept it.
versus old guy.
Let's go.
Why
Let's
is
do
Trump
it.
so goddamn energetic? Is he on roids or something?
I mean, like, just like there's different versions of people in their, 70s.
Fast
70s?
food.
Isn't that? So do I. I have lots of energy.
Yeah, but you still eat fast food?
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, some
I
people
eat
are
Taco
built
Bell like
differently.
once a week.
Wow.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that's slowing me, but it just doesn't slow him down.
You just
Nothing slows
you
him
gotta
down.
learn what your body can handle, you know? So yeah, listen to Without a Country. It comes out Wednesday nights. And again, I recommend watching on YouTube because there's a lot of visual elements, but do whatever the hell you want. Washington, D.C., I'm coming to see you February 29th through March 2nd, 5 shows at the D.C. Comedy Loft, and I will be accompanied by Chloe LeBranch, who you heard a couple episodes ago. It's going to be such a fun show. Have lots of new material that you haven't heard yet. I mean, unless you've been following me around and watching all my shows, then you might have seen it.
Stalker.
But not yet released online. So that's going to be sick as fuck. Definitely grab a ticket to that. All right. Now, oh, yes, this is what we did this week. So Krystyna and I, this week, we both watched the new Netflix they're calling it a TV series, but that's a film.
No, it was a documentary.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know why it's listed as a TV series, but it's a single documentary. And it's called Lover, Stalker, Killer. And the synopsis is: a mechanic tries online dating for the first time and meets a woman who takes romantic obsession to a deadly extreme.
Yeah, women.
So this popped up on, what was it? I guess it was Friday. Like, it was like Friday night, maybe for me, Saturday night, it popped up, and me and Alfred watched it. Alfred, big TV dog, was riveted the whole time. I don't know if you guys if your dogs watch TV.
Mine does not.
My whole life, I've never had a dog that watched TV. My childhood dogs never watched TV. My dog watches. Like, if you go like this, he'll go like to get around it.
Wow.
Like, he is watching the TV. You see his eyes following the characters.
Wow.
If there's like a fight, or he goes like this, he'll bark when the bad guy comes on stage. He's riveted.
Wow.
So it's so funny too, because my dream was to have a dog to watch TV with, and like he watches it. So anyway, we got really into this, and this to me. So what I wanted to do, when did you solve it?
Oh,
how long did it take you to solve it?
When they revealed, I mean, we'll give spoilers.
We're spoiling. If you want to watch this, fast forward.
It's still riveting though to find out. I didn't know the storyline, and it's riveting. But even if you know the storyline, it's still like, damn. As they revealed it, I didn't see it coming.
Krystyna, 3 minutes in, I knew that
the woman
Liz
burned her own house down?
Liz had murdered Carrie and was pretending to be her. 3 minutes in, the minute she shows up to the date because she left something in the apartment, I fucking knew.
Well, that was weird.
I knew the whole thing
because she showed up to the other woman's house, Carrie's house.
Okay, so what's gonna happen? Yeah, so what's happening is, what's the mechanic's name again?
Just call him Bob. I don't know.
All right.
Luigi.
No, it's not
No.
that.
Michael.
I'm thinking Grease Monkey here.
Wait, let me look it up. Let me Lovers, Stalker, Killer.
This guy,
names.
I feel like this guy felt so like secretly was like, damn, all these broads want to fucking.
Well, the thing is, he
was a nice guy.
but he also looks like he could have been like an extra member in Smash Mouth. The way he
Sure.
dresses.
100%.
No, but he was
a good guy. I liked him.
This is like in fucking Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
He's like the toast of the town in Omaha, Nebraska.
It did make me realize, wow, if we were dating in Omaha, Nebraska, we'd be the hottest commodities.
Oh yeah, I mean you don't even have
be
to
the
go
hottest
that
people
far,
that-
Krystyna. Just go to Atlantic City, New Jersey. Oh, his name is Dave. Oh, Dave
She has legs
Krupa.
that work?
Yeah. So the mechanics guy name is Dave, right?
Okay, yeah, makes
And so
sense.
him and his ex-wife Amy, they share custody of their kids. He ends up moving to
Nebraska.
to Nebraska because he wants to be a hands-on dad, and like him and his ex-wife are on good terms, but
Yeah.
they're no longer romantically involved. So he sets up a whole new life because his ex-wife wants to move home to Nebraska.
It's a man moving for a woman. I mean, and he
It's
has the
actually
kids
lovely.
too,
He
but-
seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, he does.
And so he doesn't want anything serious. He's 35, restarting dating. He goes online dating.
of
Early
fish.
days of early dies. Freudian.
Oh, no.
He goes the early days of online dating, and he meets this woman named Liz, and they both talk about how they want just a really casual relationship. Liz seems fun. They're like party girl. Like they're fucking.
Yeah.
They're going to bars.
She wants something casual. He's like, perfect, me too.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because in retrospect, it's like he presented that he wanted something casual, and she's like, "Yeah, me too." And then
yeah,
of course
right.
that
One of those.
unravels.
Yeah.
And so
I
they're
could just
seeing
be
each other.
friends.
Yeah, and then he's a mechanic, and then one day he's at the shop, and this woman, Carrie, stops by to get her car fixed or something.
He's like, who's that lady?
And then, but he's like being professional. He's the manager of the mechanic shop. He doesn't make any moves. But then they find each other on a dating website.
yeah.
They match on a dating website, and they're like, "I know you," and she's like, "I know you," and then they set up a date, right?
I guess it is weird. How would Liz know where that chick lives?
Well, it was at his house.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. So then they have their first date. Like the first time they go home to Dave's house, as soon as they start getting hot and heavy, Carrie and Dave, the second woman, there's a buzz on Dave's apartment, and it's Liz, the first casual woman.
Yeah, I just want to be cash too.
And she says, "Oh, I left something at your apartment."
Yeah.
Like, first of all, if it's casual, what the fuck are you leaving that you need in the middle of the night at his apartment?
Yeah.
And
They didn't say what it was. What, did
no, and right, her sanity.
Yeah.
And right when that happens, I go, Liz is about to kill Carrie and pretend to be Carrie.
Yeah.
Posthumously.
See, I was like,
knew it immediately.
I thought Liz really likes Dave, and she's pretending to forget something. Totally something I would do.
She does
Totally
really
something I
like
would do.
Dave, but
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
than that.
Different way.
Well, and then I started getting worried about my mental health. I go, 'cause I wanted to see how long it took you to solve it, because I think it was a testament to how fucking nuts I can be if I need to be, that I was able to solve the fact that Liz was going to murder Carrie and pretend to
Wow.
be her for years before they discovered Carrie's body. Like, I knew 100%.
That's amazing.
That's the fucking move.
I knew actually when Carrie's mom was like, her house, she didn't pack up her bags.
Yeah.
Why would she say
That's
she's moving
late in a
town?
documentary.
Right, I know. Like, why would she say she's moving to start a new job somewhere in another state, and then you look at her house and it's just like she just left real quick to go to the store? And I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, I was
But then they make Carrie, that when they thought it was Carrie
Right.
doing all this crazy shit to Dave and his ex-wife and kids, I was like, Carrie. And they were, saying, well, she's bipolar. I'm like, I don't think bipolar people do that.
The bipolar people, I think, more often hurt themselves
Yeah.
than others. I mean, the suicide rate very high if you have bipolar disorder that you're not managing properly.
Right.
And obviously, if you have bipolar disorder, lay off the drugs and alcohol. Number one thing to do. But yeah, so I was number one concerned about how quickly I solved that. And then it takes so long for the police officers to solve it too. I'm like, you guys, I know it's maybe not as crazy murders happening. And the first time you have to tackle a mystery like this, there's usually only one case like this in your police
career.
officer's entire career, in an investigator's career. But it's Come on.
I mean, the guy...
You don't think outside the box a little bit that someone could be pretending? But you're not an investigator by profession.
That's
I was like, how are the investigators not thinking this?
They seemed very sane people, the two guys. And when one guy was like,
they should call the woman on.
Yeah. When he was diagnosed with a brain tumor and he was like, hey, would it affect my ability to like do this case? Because I really need to find proof so we could get this lady in jail. And they were like, yeah, it would affect your ability. He's like, okay, hold on the brain tumor thing real quick. I'm going to solve this case. I'm like, God damn, they're really into it.
Oh, I wanted to fuck that guy so badly.
Yeah, me too. He had something going on for himself.
Autism.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, he was on the spectrum. Yeah.
But yeah, the way they found the pictures on the deleted SIM card, I was like, fuck, good job, you guys.
Yeah.
I was genuinely shocked.
Basically on the deleted SIM card. So just so you guys know, if you're planning a murder, even if you delete a SIM card, the feds still have a way to go back. Like you need to actually permanently destroy it, light it on fire or whatever. Because so what happens is that, the first time Dave goes to work, and after he goes to work, after spending a couple nights with Carrie, they've been dating for like 2 weeks at this point. Liz shows up and murders Carrie. But what happens is Carrie sends Carrie in quotes, sends a text message to Dave that's like, hey, we should move in together, literally 2 weeks after they started dating. And he's like, no, I thought we talked about this. And then the fake Carrie
you're ruining my life.
Flips out. She's like, you're ruining my life. And then she disappears. He doesn't see her again, but he starts hearing from her and she's like harassing him. She's
threatening the kids' lives.
Fake harassing Liz. She's harassing the ex-wife. But the whole time, it's original girl Liz posing as Carrie and going as far as to harass herself. And
shooting herself. In the fucking foot.
Liz does shoot herself, but the biggest power move is Liz sets her own house on fire and kills her own pets.
Yeah.
That's how committed she is to being a fucking psychopath and framing dead Carrie.
Dude, when they were questioning her, and it was very clear that it was her doing it, I'm like, you are on another planet, girlfriend.
I know, and Dave seems so normal. And then when you see Liz being interviewed, you're like, this woman is clearly unwell.
How did you
do that? Even hot.
Nope, not even hot. She's probably good in bed, though, because she's...
Yeah, not even. She, and I guess, as the time goes on, the way they the way they catch her is they trace back the IP address.
Yeah.
And she was using a lot of VPNs. Good, smart lady. She was using a lot of VPNs, but
the tech savvy bad girl.
Yeah, they finally trace it back, and they trace it back to another IT guy who works in the same space as the IT investigator.
Yeah, that was weird.
They're like, "Yo, this is our fucking colleague, so and so." And then all of a sudden you start thinking like, "Oh my God, did a man kill her?" And then you find out that Liz started dating this IT colleague guy and has been using his IP address to send fake emails as Carrie, send fake text messages as Carrie. And then they go back because they had Carrie's car, they found it eventually. And it was just... they had, what's the word when you just, it had been abandoned.
Yeah.
And they had looked at, they did the spray thing for blood and they find nothing on the surface. This is another thing if you're going to commit murder, keep this in mind.
Remove
so she had
the seats.
She had cleaned the inside of the car really well so that nothing was showing up under the black light. But then what they did was they slit off the leather seats and looked at the cushion in between the leather, and there was the blood stain.
That's the blood.
Because it leaks through the little air holes in the seats. And so even if you clean the surface, a good investigator knows to slice the seats open. I was actually surprised it took them so long to slice the seats open.
Yeah, that was weird. But she really did try to cover her tracks pretty well.
She did a great job. For years she was walking around.
I'm writing this a bit about this, but it reminded me of this idea of everyone thinks serial killing and murdering is a man's game, but I think that's because men are the only ones who get fucking caught. Women are much more sneaky. Think of how bad men are at cheating.
Right.
They're so bad at it. And then all the murder, they don't even try to fucking cover shit up the way that a woman did.
Well,
and
I think their rage clouds their ability to clean,
Oh, right. Because your thinking brain is offline. So you're not thinking ahead.
Yeah, but women just aren't inherently as violent. But I think if you are a woman who has the ability to actually murder someone, your ability to cover it up, yes, I agree, would
very
be much
high.
Better.
Very
and also
high.
we're just better at cleaning. You know?
So much better at cleaning. Oh, what a perk.
Yeah, I mean it was crazy, but yeah, I was just so alarmed by how quickly I knew exactly what was happening, and I wanted. So if you watched it, how long did it take you to figure out exactly what was happening? Because I think it really is a good test of how fucking apeshit crazy you are.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know until
Out of my mind.
I had and then when they revealed like nothing was packed in Carrie's house, I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe something weird's going on. But I didn't think it was Liz as Carrie. I thought something was weird at that point. But
When her house set on fire, I go, damn, this bitch set her own house on fire.
kill
That's
your
how
pets.
No. Well, the thing, she's obviously, I was surprised. I mean, like, she's in jail for
Psychotic.
life now, but I was surprised they did. I mean, I guess that's why they didn't go into the case a ton, and I didn't look into it further, but it seems like if I was defending her, I would be like, plead insanity because you killed your own pet, so I would believe it.
Yeah. Me too.
Like there has to be something deeply wrong. I mean, like you're like she's like a sociopath or
Did
something.
they say she had a history of doing this kind of shit or no?
No.
Oh, Dave's got that.
That good dick.
BDE, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dick to bomb.
Yeah, and like Liz has kids and shit too.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wait, she does?
Yeah,
Liz had kids?
Liz had kids.
I know
Carrie had
a
kids.
son.
They all had kids. Yeah.
Oh. Where are they? Oh.
Well, because that was like they pointed
I
that
missed
out.
that
They were
part.
like Liz's kids weren't home when the apartment was set on fire, but her pets were.
Right. Oh, those poor kids. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, women are capable of murder too. I'm always more interested in hearing about a woman murder just because you don't hear about them as often. And then I am always humored by how much better they are at covering it up.
Right.
Even though they get caught too, but just not as much.
Well, and then like what was interesting to me also was like the part of the film where Dave, you know, really thinks Carrie set Liz's house on fire, and then that, you know, in the sadness, like Liz and Dave get back together for a second. They run into each other's arms. So at that point, you would think, Liz, like you got what you want.
Yeah.
Stop the craziness.
Right.
But then she moves away saying that she's scared that Carrie's going to do something else to her.
So it's all about the attention for her.
Gets another boyfriend and doesn't talk to Dave for a while.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you want it's like, yeah, you don't even specifically want Dave, it seems.
She just wants chaos and she wants people to feel like scared.
Right.
Which is sociopathic. I mean.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's the weird part. I'm like, oh, you got him back. And also, initially, when fake Carrie says, like, hey, do you want to move in together? And Dave immediately says, no, shouldn't that have made Liz feel happy?
Right.
That he didn't want to move in with the other chick?
Right. She just wanted to fuck with him for fucking with him's sake.
Yeah.
Then, because that wasn't her goal.
Yeah.
It's psychological torture.
Yeah. Really, really crazy shit.
Hey, women can be pieces of shit too.
One of the
guys.
crazier cases I've seen, because at this point I've seen so much true crime.
Yeah.
And this
it is very
one-
interesting. I'm always so fascinated by human behavior. And I think part of the reasons why everybody loves crime stuff, and it's not just women, men love it too, is because, look, if one person is capable of it, we're all capable of it. You know what I mean? Like I good and bad. So
I don't know that we are, though.
I
mean, we just-
agree with Krystyna.
we are capable of it, but we would stop ourselves. We would never do it. Like
you think that I'm not capable of that.
I think it's within all of us.
I think it
I
could be
disagree.
ignited with everybody.
No, see, ever since I went to Bodies the Experiment and I the exhibition, sorry, and I
the
and I
brains.
saw the brains. I don't believe that we're all capable. I do think there are certain levels of crimes, mostly in the serial killing sphere, that there is actually a difference in brain structure that everyone is not capable. I can tell you right now, I am not capable of setting my own house on fire and killing my animal. Like that's I am not capable
I would
of that.
never. Yeah.
I'm 0% capable of that.
Well, I guess more of it's like it's very intriguing that a human is capable of doing such things. It's just very fascinating.
There are some
It's
people
like,
on this
ugh.
planet that I hate so much, I could not kill them.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I don't have it in me. And it's actually bad because it puts me at risk.
Right. What if they were trying to kill you?
No, I know. And I fear that even under those conditions that I couldn't.
couldn't-
I don't know if I could.
Self-defense?
I don't know. And maybe in the moment, if they're like literally running at me, maybe.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking in my head.
just,
Well, if you're going to stab or shoot or whatever in self-defense, you get them in the legs or something or the hands so that they don't die.
Shoot
and they
someone,
can
I
rot
think.
in
I
prison.
stab someone, and that's another thing. Liz
so
stabbed
gross.
Carrie to death, and even her mom. It's not funny at all. But even her mom points out, like, she basically is like, "Man, why'd you have to stab my daughter?" Like, she's kind of like, "Couldn't you just have like done something else?"
Yeah,
and I'm
a
like,
quicker one.
dude. I hear you. Oh, and I thought the most interesting part for you was that. So Carrie's mom is interviewed a lot throughout this, and that's also how you know Carrie is dead the whole time, because it's like when they're not showing the person.
The part where her deceased husband was like, "Hey, Nance, Carrie's with me." I was like, and that's why we can use mediumship to solve crimes, motherfuckers. It could also cure people's grief, and it's the new future.
Well, the problem with
with
mediumship is there's so many charlatans in this space.
I know.
But like the thing was, so Carrie's dad had been dying of cancer right around the same time that Carrie went missing.
Right.
And so at one point, Carrie's mom says, I had a really, really vivid dream where my husband came to me and said, "Don't worry, Carrie's with me and she's safe." And
the mom was like, "Oh, fuck,
and
she's
that
dead."
brought the mom. Well, I think that brought the mom peace, though, because I think when you have a child missing for so long, you kind of know they're dead, and then it's like living in that limbo is very difficult.
Oof, yeah, I can't
even when you're
imagine.
waiting for someone to die, like when I was waiting for, it feels weird to say that, but like he's dying, and it's like that limbo is I damaged my teeth. I had so much anxiety during that time because I was clenching so much. Like I showed up to the dentist, and my dentist is like, "What the fuck happened to your mouth?" And I go, "Sorry, my dad was dying for the past year." And so I was clenching my jaw. But that state of limbo is even more unpleasant than knowing that your daughter was murdered, I think.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know what the fuck is going on, and you just feel so lost and so helpless. But
that was fascinating when she said that. And I was like, "Oh, fuck." Oh, you know what? That was the moment where I was like, all right, she's definitely dead then. Like, not without a doubt, like that's true.
It was so clear.
That shit just doesn't happen. You know?
I was like, that's 100%. That's like when my childhood best friend came to me, or I guess maybe it was like my dad coming to me and be like, check on so-and-so. And I was like, yeah, I mean, like that was a fucking message. I wasn't fully asleep, but it was like right at the early morning, early morning. It was like woke me up, and I'm like, I totally believe in that stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
Crazy
Shit.
Wow.
All right, guys. Now it's time for
more crazy shit.
Yeah, let's get into it. Her personal essays, they've appeared in a lot of places like The Cut, Time Magazine, and Romper. She is the author of the book More, a memoir of an open marriage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Molly Roden-Winter.